Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be taking a look and unboxing the Walking Dead role-playing game starter set. So this is a brand new release from the folks from Free League Publishing. They actually sent me these review copies of the starter set and the core rulebook. I'll be doing a separate video on the core rulebook here in a little bit, but we'll just be focusing on the starter set here today. But I do want to thank them for sending this my way. And it's kind of interesting. Like, I was a huge fan of The Walking Dead for quite a while, like for the seasons. I think I started watching when it was in season two, all the way through until like six or seven, I think, is when I kind of stopped watching. But I was a really big fan of the show for a while there. And I got to be honest, like, just flipping through the core rulebook and even seeing like some other people say this online, it kind of makes me want to go back and rewatch the show again from the beginning. I don't know if I would get any further than I did when I was watching it. Like, once the Negan stuff kind of started happening, is where I personally lost interest. But it kind of makes me want to go back and rewatch the show again. So yeah, we're taking a look at the starter set here, and again in Free League fashion. They actually use all like unique artwork. Now this is based off of the AMC TV show. So you will see like characters that are very much similar to their way they're depicted on the TV show. So like the likenesses of the actors and stuff are used in here, but at least in the core rulebook, everything in there is artwork. It's not just like still images from the show, which is something that I've always been really impressed with Free League when it comes to their licensed properties, that they take that extra step and create artwork for their products instead of doing what would have been totally expected and probably even like understandable if they would have just taken like still screenshots from like the TV shows or movies or whatever properties that they have. But it's always really cool to see like the art style that they have. So just taking a look at the cover here. You've got some characters, again, a little bit nondescript, but you do see the walkers there. The sides just has the Walking Dead starter set on it. And on the back, it gives us a breakdown of what is included in here. There is a 40-page condensed rule book. The game rules are based on the acclaimed Year Zero engine, but further developed and uniquely tailored to the Walking Dead universe. So this is like your dice pool D6 system, similar to the Alien role-playing game, which is one of my favorite RPGs at this point right now of all time. I absolutely love the Alien role-playing game, so a system that's similar to that, I think is going to work really well. 16-page booklet, The Wolves Den, presenting the first full-length survival mode scenario for the game. 6 pre-generated characters to play, including Carol, Gabriel, Glenn, and Michonne from the TV series as playable pre-generated characters. There is a double-sided area map depicting the area north of Atlanta, Georgia, and the region in Virginia. 3 adventure maps showing locations from the Wolves Den scenario. 10 custom base dice, and as many stress dice specifically designed for the game. So we do have the stress mechanic from the Alien role-playing game also included in here, and a threat meter to keep track of the threat from the walkers in the surroundings. So before I open up the box here, one of the things that's actually kind of cool about the Alien, or not the Alien, the Walking Dead role-playing game, is that the walkers aren't like just standard like monster enemies that you would go up against in battle. They're almost treated like an environmental hazard that you have to sort of always be aware of, but you're not necessarily directly looking to confront the walkers necessarily, though your actions, your potential dice roll failures, like if you roll a one on a stress dice, you have sort of a mishap or an accident or something occurs where it doesn't necessarily prevent you from succeeding in your task, but it likely will have an impact on, like, it might raise the threat level, meaning that more walkers might be drawn to the area. You might have a surprise encounter with them, but they're not necessarily like, they don't have a stat block like you would normally have for creatures. These are, again, more of an environmental threat. When they attack, there is a table that you roll on. and it can be a very lethal system. So some of the many of the higher numbered entries in the attack table just result in the characters dying. So it's very like true to the TV show, kind of in that regard. But also like the TV show, the human characters are the real like genuine like menace that you're looking to overcome. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get this box open here. Let's see, there was a hole in the shrink wrap, so we'll take advantage of that. All right, so we'll just unbox this here, and I'll share my thoughts on it, on the quality of, like, I mean, when it comes to Free League stuff, like, the quality of their products is really, really good. Again, the box, nice, thick, sturdy card stock, so I think that's going to be really good there. We do have our dice, so these are your base dice. So they have, like, a bullseye on the successes, and this does use, like, the number of six-sided dice. And getting a 6 is considered a success. Some tasks may require you to have multiple successes. And if you gain additional successes beyond what you need, you can still do like extra things with them, although it's a little bit more pared down from what the Alien role-playing game was. Each skill will just generally tell you what you can do with your extra successes, and it's usually like one thing. It can either be like adding extra damage, or applying the extra successes to your allies, if depending on the situation. But it's still, again, a really, really cool system. And we got the stress dice here, which have the bullseye on the 6 side. If we can get it to focus there. I know the glare from the camera makes it a little bit difficult. And then we got like the walker, like just the hand symbol there, to indicate that you did roll a 1 on your stress dice. So here we have, looks like we've already got something that fell out of the of that, but that's fine. That's just your threat meter. Pretty simple, but you just put these together and then you just spin this to represent the threat level for the environment. And also, I don't know if this is part of it or not. No, okay, that's just a cardboard punch out from the middle of that. That's fine. That's fine. And then we got the part to put it together. So let's just go ahead and why don't we just do that right now. Also some silica gel. I do have to worry about that now that we have our puppy, who is also starting to go downstairs now. So he was a little bit afraid of stairs for a while, but he is getting much more comfortable going down them. So that's going to create a bit of an issue, I think, in the near future there. So there's that. We'll just snap this piece on top. And there you go. So you got your threat meter. So that's pretty easy to assemble. We've got our games catalog with Dragonbane on the front there, which is pretty awesome. And then the Blade Runner role-playing game, which I need to get back into doing some videos on because I do have that. Walking Dead, the One Ring, Lord of the Rings for 5th edition, the Alien role-playing game, Vossen. So these are just, again, some of the other products that they have. Mutant Year Zero, Forbidden Lands. I don't actually have anything for Forbidden Lands yet. That might be something I'll have to look into in the near future. Twilight 2000, Tales from the Loop, Symbaroum, and Morkborg, and all the other associated Borg products, like Pirate Borg, Cyborg, all that good stuff. So we got our character sheets inside here next, so we'll just set the box off to the side. So we do have our characters, and these are on nice glossy paper here. So I think these are just like this regular PCs and not like the hero characters from the TV show. So these are like the ones based off of just creating your own, like if you were to create your own characters here. But we'll kind of see what we have. So again, you got like the attributes on the top here. So strength, agility, wits, and empathy, similar to Alien. And then the skills associated with them. Same kind of concept. You add your number of your attribute to the number of your skill. That's how many dice you roll, plus any stress dice that you might have accumulated. What's also interesting in this system is that everyone has essentially 3 health. So unlike the Alien role-playing game where your strength is equal to your hit points, here everyone just has like 3 health, and you can take most like attacks, if they don't kill you, will do like 1, 2, or 3 points of damage, or might have no damage but some other negative effect. So we've got yeah, so we got our PC number 1, Cecilia Hart, or Cecil or Cecilia. So that's kind of cool. They give you 2 different names based off of whether you're playing a male or female character. And again, you've got their description, their drive, their issues. Like this person is about to have a breakdown. So yeah, that's kind of something there. And then just on the back of the sheet, you've got secrets and stuff like that. So I guess I spoiled one of them there. But similar to the Alien role-playing game, in these types of scenarios, what do they call them on the back of the box there? Survival scenarios? Survival mode scenarios. They're kind of like the cinematic adventures in the Alien role-playing games. So they are, everyone's kind of got their own personal agenda, and some people are just looking out for number 1. So we got our characters there, and then we've got our the TV show character. So we got Carol, which is kind of cool. She was one of the characters that went through the most change, like the most personal growth, I think, of any of the characters on the show. So yeah, it's kind of cool that we got her here. The issue is I will never be controlled again. The drive is the group must survive at any cost. She's got an innocent face, which gives her +2 on manipulation. When you act innocent in front of a stranger, you made somebody believe you were weak. So that's really cool. We got her stats there. Then we've got Glenn. Actually, what's Glenn's thing? So his issue is he's eager to take risks for others. His drive is that we will make it together, and his talent is gather and pack mule. You get +2 to stealth when you are on your own. You brought back food that kept others alive. You can carry one extra slot of items. You trained your body. Okay, that's kind of cool. Then we've got Michonne. Broken by the death of her son, her drive is to find a way to start over among people I can trust. And she's got the pet keeper and specialist katana. So she had the 2 chained corpses that had like their arms removed and their, I think their teeth were knocked out. I can't remember. I think they had their lower jaws removed as well. And then we have Gabriel, the priest. So my lack of faith killed them all. His drive is to restore his faith and find a congregation to serve. And he's guarded by a higher power. When you roll a random dice to see if you were hit or bitten, you may re-roll the once you were saved against all odds. So it's kind of cool. If he gets bitten by a walker, you can re-roll on the walker attack table and potentially change the outcome. Okay, so here we've got our large map. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if we'll be able to... Oh, okay. It didn't fold out another time. So there you go. You got the Southwest Virginia on one side. And then you got Northeast Georgia on the other. So just kind of like, almost like a road map, which is kind of cool. Something that you would probably find in like the actual world. So you got like Atlanta there. Do we have Macon, Georgia? Just from like the Telltale games. But I'm not going to spend too much time trying to find it. So I can't see it immediately. So we're just gonna move on. But again, we got the map of the area there, which is pretty cool. And then we've got our adventure maps. I think these are single-sided. Let's just take a look here. Yeah, they are single-sided. So these are locations where that are pertinent to the included story. So we got that. Then we've got The Walking Dead, The Wolves Den. So again, I don't want to spoil too much there, but we've got our 16-page adventure. And then we've got our rule book. So this is sort of, again, a stripped-down rule book, but this basically should have a lot of the exact same information that's in the core rule book. The biggest thing missing from this that's in the core rule book would be things like designing your own scenarios, like the advice and sort of information you can use for that. As well as like character creation. But the rule books included in these Free League starter sets are fantastic and just a really great quick reference for you when you're actually playing the game. Like even when I was running Alien, oftentimes I would just look up rules in the starter set rulebook rather than going through the hardcover. So just to kind of keep the number of things that I needed at hand to a bit of a minimum. So again, some really cool stuff here. Yeah, really, I'm really like this system. I think it's really cool. It doesn't have like the panic mechanic that you have in like the Alien role-playing game, and it's a little bit easier to, I think, reduce your stress levels overall. But if you do roll a 1 on your stress dice, then you mess up, which again doesn't necessarily mean that you fail, but something unintended happens as well, right? So, for example, you might be trying to sneak your way across like an open area to get to the other side, and you might you might succeed, but when you get to like this door that you have to open, it might be stuck. Opening it might be loud and creaky, or anything along those lines to sort of make the situation just a little bit worse for yourself overall. So yeah, again, just really, really cool. I think this is going to be a really fun system, and I do think that again, at least for me, this does make me want to go back and actually like check out the show again. Like I actually do want to watch The Walking Dead again, so I might start doing that. I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix here at least in Canada. I'm pretty sure it's still available. So I might start doing that. But yeah, I think this is a really cool system. Like the rules mechanics are always really well done with these Free League products. And again, like they really do capture the feeling of the license. Like I was reading through the core rulebook, and they have like just a little mini scenario. It's only like 1 or 2 pages long, but it really feels like something that you would see in the show. Like the characters, you can create what are called havens, so like safe havens. Think of things like the prison or the farm or the community that was in Newberry. Well, no, that was Woodbury. I can't remember the name of the main location that they go to. Leading up to like the stuff with Negan, but you have these havens, and what happened in the haven that the characters were in, just a little starter, the core rulebook, I should say, is there was a flood. It damaged and destroyed the building itself that they were using for shelter, and it also led to a lot of people getting sick just from exposure and stuff like that. So a lot of people are developing pneumonia, which is normally quite survivable, but where you don't have access to medical supplies or stuff like that, the player characters are the people that are the least affected, so they're sent out to try to find medical supplies, and you have to deal with like Newberry or Woodbury, sorry. You have to deal with like Woodbury scouts and walkers, and sort of a person that sets traps to lure people in to kill them or drive them off, but steal their supplies. So it really does a good job of capturing the feeling of like The Walking Dead. And yeah, I think this is going to be a really cool product. I hope people check this out. I do feel like it is probably a few years too late in terms of really capturing the height of Walking Dead's popularity. Like if this was something that could have come out between like seasons 6 and 7, like I think this would be an absolutely huge licensed RPG. But that said, I know The Walking Dead still has fans. They have new shows and stuff coming out. Excuse me. Um, so yeah, I think overall this is a really cool set. I'm really impressed again with the quality of everything that's in there. I love the fact that you do get like a full set of 10 dice for both your base and your stress. They're the exact same number of dice that you would get if you bought them from the individually packaged sets. So the starter set's always a great way to go to get a lot of like the other accessories that you might normally get. The little like threat level wheel is cool as well. It's a bit on the cheaper side, but hey, it still is something where you can just set it on the table, and if the players start doing things that increase the threat level, you don't necessarily have to say anything to them. You can just turn the dial on the wheel to increase the number and see how they react there. So yeah, I will be doing a more in-depth look at the core rulebook in a future video, as well as like a character creation video. So those will be coming out in the next week or so. So I hope you guys check that out, and let me know in the comments below, were you a fan of The Walking Dead back in the day? Are you still a fan of The Walking Dead, and have you picked up the starter set or even the core rulebook? or are you interested in picking them up now that you know that they are out there? These are available now for purchase from the Free League website, as well as you should be able to get them from your friendly local game store or wherever it is that you purchase your RPG products. Assuming there's not something like just a major book chain that only gets like the major companies like Paizo or Wizards. But you should be able to get this anywhere that sells gaming stuff. And yeah, I think it's worth checking out, especially if you were a fan of the show. And again, it might be something like what it's kind of done for me, where it's rekindled my interest in going back and watching the series. So yeah, thank you once again to Free League for sending me this product. It really means a lot to me. And as always, your guys' work is absolutely top quality. Again, simple things like using actual artwork rather than just still images from the TV show just takes that extra step in like going above and beyond what they needed to for a licensed product. So awesome stuff there. And yeah, I can't wait to see what else comes out of this product line. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Until then, take care.